Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to talk about our course Molecular Biology, course code BCHM 221. This is lecture number 3. The topic of our today's lecture is DNA replication in eukaryotes. The outline of today's lecture is we will talk about fundamentals of eukaryotic DNA replication. We will talk about how eukaryotic DNA replication proceeds. We will talk about the similarities between prokaryotic and eukaryotic replications. Then we will talk about the differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic replication. This will be followed by termination of eukaryotic replication. So now to proceed, we begin with fundamental. Now for understanding the differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic replication, or to understand eukaryotic DNA replication, you have to understand that the fundamental mechanism of eukaryotic replication is similar as the prokaryotic DNA replication, but some variation are also there. So this is the fundamental point or concept that has to be kept in mind while talking about eukaryotic DNA replication. The fundamental mechanism between prokaryote and eukaryotes are the same, but there are also variations. Now if we talk about the elongation of replication, the replication process in eukaryotes is more complex because DNA molecule of eukaryote have eukaryotic genomes which are quite complex, considerably larger than bacterial DNA. It is organized into complex nucleoprotein structure or chromatin. So these are some of the things that has to be kept in mind. There are similarities, a lot of similarities between prokaryotic and eukaryotic DNA replication. Processes that are similar in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes, they include formation of replication fork. That is, formation of replication fork takes place in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. The process of replication in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes is semi-conservative. They follow semi-conservative mode of replication. The moment of replication fork is bidirectional in both the cases, that is in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. The primer synthesis is required for the process of replication in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In both cases, Okazaki fragment synthesis in the lagging strand is required. That is, the synthesis of the lagging strand takes place in small Okazaki fragments, and RNA primers are incorporated in both the cases, and this primer needs to be removed. So primer removal is one of the main similarity between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Gap bridging between newly synthesized DNA fragments takes place in both the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So these are the broad category of different similarities that can be found between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So keeping in view this, now there are differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic replication. Overall process of eukaryotic replication is bit more complex. Important differences are due to prokaryotic genome range. The size of prokaryote ranges from 500 kilobases to about 12 megabases. It shows that as compared to eukaryotes, the size of the prokaryotes is very small because eukaryotic genomes are diverse in size, ranging from 10 megabases in some fungi to 100,000 megabases. So it shows that the genome size of prokaryotes is much smaller as compared to the eukaryotes, which ranges from approximately 10 megabases to greater than 100,000 megabases. So as compared to prokaryotes, eukaryotic size is very big. Distinct package of eukaryotic DNA in the term of chromatin. So the packaging of the eukaryotic DNA is very distinct from the way the prokaryotes are packaged, because eukaryotes packaging is more complex in the term of chromatin. The rate of fork movement in eukaryotes is much slower as compared to the prokaryotes, because in prokaryotes an E. coli replication fork can progress to approximately 1000 base pair per second. That is 1000 bases can be added to the newly formed strand per second, whereas in case of eukaryotes replication rate is 10 times slower than prokaryotes, that is 50 nucleotides per second. It means that in the eukaryotes, the process of adding nucleotides to the newly formed strand is 10 times slower as compared to the prokaryotes. So this is a very big difference between the two, the rate of the reaction. Now, this table summarizes some of the differences. The one that is featuring location. Now, in prokaryotes, the genome occurs inside the cytoplasm. As you know that they don't have any distinct nucleus, so this process occurs inside the cytoplasm. And in eukaryotes, this process occurs inside the nucleus. By this process I mean the process of replication. Sorry, I have to. Now, in case of origin, the Ori-C or the origin, it consists of in prokaryotes, origin it has one origin of replication per molecule of DNA, while in eukaryotes have many origins of replication in each chromosome. So each chromosome in eukaryote have many origin of replication. The length of the Ori is from 100 to 200 or more nucleotides in length, and in eukaryotes this length is about 150 nucleotides. Initiation element. The process of initiation is carried out by protein DNA A and DNA B in prokaryotes. In prokaryotes, the initiation elements, that the proteins that are responsible for the process of initiation are mainly DNA A and DNA B protein. Whereas as compared to this, in eukaryotes, the process of initiation is carried out by the origin recognition complex, ORC. Origin recognition complex is responsible for initiating the process. Now, in terms of DNA polymerase, in prokaryotes we have DNA polymerase 1, 2 and 3, whereas in eukaryotes we have DNA polymerase alpha, DNA polymerase beta, gamma, sigma and epsilon. So these are the different types of DNA polymerase that we have in eukaryotes, while these are the different types of DNA polymerase that we have in eukaryotes. So this table summarizes some of the major differences between the processes of replication in prokaryotes and in eukaryotes. So this has to be kept in mind. Now, like we talked about differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic DNA replication, if this is a prokaryotic circular DNA, for instance, if this is the origin, the replication fork will move in the bidirectional way, and this is how from a single origin of replication, the genome will be replicated. See the red lines that are it shows the daughter DNA that is being formed along with the blue, the parent strand. Similarly, in this situation also you can see the red and the blue, the red indicating the daughter strand and the blue indicating the parent strand. Now in case of eukaryotes, we can have multiple origins of replication. Here you can see that one possible origin of replication can be here, another one can be here, another one can be here. Now you have to keep this in mind. This is very important because the rate of replication in eukaryotes is slower, the genome size is very bigger. So even if the process of replication in the eukaryotes is slower, but having multiple origins of replication, these they can be very helpful in achieving the process of replication quickly and accurately. In early stages in replication, one can see that this bubble is expanding itself. Similarly, this is another origin and this is another origin. These origins are expanding themselves. They will in the later stage of replication, they will further expand. You can see that from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here, the size has grown up. And later on, one can see that along with these blue, you see a red sequence showing that along with the blue, the parent strand or daughter strand has been formed, and it is showing that the process of replication is semi-conservative by showing the blue and the red. And here it is showing that the eukaryotes can possibly have different or multiple origins of replication. So this is very important difference between the prokaryotic and eukaryotes. Now, proteins that are involved in eukaryotic DNA synthesis, there are different proteins. One is pCNA, or proliferating cell nuclear antigen. It provides substrate for DNA polymerase sigma. The eukaryotic counterpart of the sliding clamp of E. coli, pCNA, also encircles the double helix. So this function is counterpart of the sliding clamp of E. coli, this pCNA, or proliferating cell nuclear antigen. Similarly, RPA, or replication protein A, a single-stranded DNA binding protein that facilitate the unwinding of the helix to create two replication forks. The eukaryotic counterpart of the SSB protein is replication protein A, or RPA. So its function is the counterpart of the DNA in eukaryotes. Similarly, another protein called replication factor C, or RFC, the eukaryotic counterpart of the complex clamp loader of E. coli, that is, it loads pCNA or DNA. So this function is the eukaryotic counterpart of the complex clamp loader of E. coli, that it loads pCNA on DNA. So this is another counterpart protein. Similarly, ORC, or origin recognition complex. So multi-subunit protein binds to sequence within replicator, interacts with two other proteins, CDC6 and CDT1, resulting in loading of MCM complex on DNA. So it function in the initiation of the replication, ORC, origin recognition complex. Similarly, MCM, or mini chromosome maintenance complex, heterohexamer MCM2 to MCM7, ring-shaped replicative helicase. Once the MCM proteins have been loaded onto the chromatin, ORC and CDC6 can be removed from there. So these are some. This is a summary of some of the proteins that can function as counterparts of their respective proteins in case of eukaryotes, in case of prokaryotes. Sorry. So now we move our attention towards how replication takes place at the telomeric ends. We talk about the process of termination in eukaryotes. Now DNA polymerase cannot replicate the end of lagging strand because polymerase require 3' OH end to bind at the daughter strand. So it requires some additional enzyme to perform it. Now telomere, to understand this we have to understand telomere. Telomere is a GC rich terminal portion of chromosome. It is highly repetitive and conserved sequence present in eukaryotes, and these telomeric sequences in different organisms like mammals, for example, it is TTAGGG. In Arabidopsis it is TTTAGGG, and in Paramecium it is TTGGG and G. So now, and the termination of replication in eukaryotes, removal of the terminal primer at the end of lagging strand synthesis leaves a small gap that cannot be filled in if left unfixed. This gap leads to the loss of terminal sequence. This is known as the end replication problem. Telomerase, telomere or terminal transferase, is a ribonucleoprotein which solves this problem. Telomerase contains protein and RNA which is complementary to the DNA sequence found in the telomeric repeat. Telomerase extend the 3' end of the parental chromosome beyond the 5' end of the daughter strand. Telomeric repeat DNA, telomeric repeat binding factor TRF1 and TRF2 bind to double-stranded telomeric DNA and have a role in telomere stabilization and telomere length regulation. The protruding 3' end can invade the duplex of DNA and form a lariat-like structure called T-loop, establishing a protective cape. Here is from the cartoonic representation. Hopefully you will understand that telomerase binds to the 3' flanking end of telomere that is complementary to telomerase RNA. So bases are added using RNA as a template. One can see here. Then after the telomerase relocates, and second step is repeated again, and DNA polymerase complements the lagging strand, as you can see here. DNA polymerase complements the lagging strand, and so this way the process of termination can be completed in the eukaryotes. It is slightly different than, not only slightly but quite different than the process of termination in the prokaryotes, where we saw the formation of a tertius complex, and here we can see that the telomerase has a very significant role in the process of termination in the eukaryotes. So with this we are going to end with our topic of DNA replication in eukaryotes. I hope that you enjoyed the lecture, and if you have any question, please feel free to contact me. I will be very happy to answer any question from your side. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next class. Allah Hafiz.